Theophilus J.T. Princewell in Buguma Asaritoru local government area.
It's a very difficult period, but just be peaceful. We cannot achieve in an environment of chaos. We cannot grow our state to our aspiration when there is trouble. So I urge every one of you to be peaceful. It's important I say this. Not just after the burial of our monarch, you start fighting. Please ensure peace. Even in the process that is going to commence after this moment, we need every peace, more especially at this moment.
Governor Fubara encouraged the people of Calabar to always reach out to him in their times of need.
Our people should not lose hope. The only thing that keeps a man moving is when you have hope. So let me also assure you that we will continue to cooperate and support the Calabar people. If there is any need of anything, feel very free to call us. Call me as a person, also reach me as a government. I want we can only get it better with we.
Our correspondent reports that a former First Lady, Patience Jonathan, and governorship candidate of the APC, Tonya Cole, were among many dignitaries at the ceremony. Meanwhile, a philanthropist and indigent of Calabar Kingdom, Tain Jackridge, says the exit of the monarch of Calabar Kingdom, Professor T.J.T. Princewell, is a clarion call to foster peace and unity among the people of Calabar and across the nation. Jackridge, in an interview with newsmen during the funeral of the late Calabar king, described him as an epitome of love and unity. He said the late Calabar monarch was not just a custodian of culture and traditions of the people, but was a father figure to all who came across him.
His exit is one that serves as clarion call to every Calabari son or daughter, and every Rivers man or woman, or every Niger Delta, and all Nigerians to actually think about this great man's effort in ensuring the peace and unity of the people. And I think, be it political, social, or economical, the most important thing is what did he represent while he was with us. He represented love, he represented unity, he represented understanding, and he also represented diversity, which is the most important instrument of societal cohesion.
Tain Jackridge, who was also a former presidential aspirant, said the late Calabar monarch took him as a son and inspired him greatly.
Today is one of its kind. People from all different value chains of life are here locally and overseas to come and pay this great king his last respect. It took me as a son of his, and it took me as one that should be encouraged, as well as others. And I pray that his exit and the new king that will be coming in will leave on his legacies to ensure the unity of the Calabar people, the unity of Rivers people, and also the political sustainability of the ancient landmark that has been built by the forebearers of the Calabar land.
In another development, the spokesman of the River State SDP Governorship Campaign Council, Oko Jaja, says the ongoing rift between Governor Fubara and former Governor Wike is capable of delaying the conduct of the local government election next year. Dr. Jaja said this in an interview with correspondent Suyobi Uruware.
There is political crisis, you know that it's going to affect the election negatively, not even positively, negatively. If there are crises in the political arena, for instance, are you expecting a free and fair, transparent, credible, and trustworthy election? No, the answer is no. So the major reason is, the main thing is, first of all, resolve the political crisis or issues that are arising as a result of politics before a credible, free, fair, and transparent election can be conducted.
He, however, called on the State Independent Electoral Commission, RISIEC, to release the timetable for the 2024 local government elections to enable political parties to prepare.
I believe that the government of the state knows what to do. The RISIEC chairman and the commissioners in RISIEC should be able to stand up and begin to prepare towards the conduct of fresh election. However, discretionary right of the governor to, at the end of the tenure, decide to form a caretaker, perhaps to put things in proper perspective and ensure that there is absolute reconciliation between war and faction politically, so that the local government election will be peaceful and is going to reflect the wishes of the people.
As you may know, the tenure of the current local government chairman will end in the first quarter of next year. Away from that, some residents of Port Harcourt say filming or recording a police officer on duty will help foster a more accountable and transparent relationship between the police force and the community. Recall that in a tweet, the River State Police Command told its officers that civilians could film them. Reacting to this, some Port Harcourt residents told our correspondent that it would help reduce incidents of police brutality.
What are you hiding? What are they hiding? If there are no secrecy embedded in their actions, why would they be camera shy? Why would they want to hide their faces away from camera? So I commend the police force in River State for instilling that. And I wish that the police officers will turn a new leaf and take the lifestyle of transparency in their actions.
This circular that the police released is just laughable. It's just one of those statements that they can make. It's not possible.
As Commissioner of Police, don't bring your dana to video anything. All those rubbish things now go stop. Anything now, video go everywhere.
At least all this police brutality can now be exposed. But hope they will not seize their phone though, because it's not to tell us you can video, then after you now harass the persons.
If na something where we say police go agree, it's good.
Elsewhere, the Senate is expected to pass the 2024 budget for second reading today. This is after the senators started debating the general principles of the budget yesterday. For details of this and more, don't miss the business news at 7. Still to come, River State listed among states most affected by HIV and AIDS as World marks AIDS Day. Stay with us.
Public announcement. This is to inform the general public that
Road Transport Workers NURTW River State Council has elected a new executive to steer the union for the next 4 years. During its 10th quadrennial state delegate conference held under the supervision of Mercy Ibe, the presiding officer, and Jibril Yemi, the returning officer, Boma Tom George, emerged as the newly elected chairman. In his acceptance speech, Mr. Tom George promised to reposition the union to ensure stability.
By His grace, with myself and this team of SAC members, we are going to deliver. We are going to bring in stability. We are going to move this union from strength to strength. For we, welfare is paramount. Welfare of the members, anywhere, any place, you have any issue. I want to assure this house, my 4 years tenure, God willing, we are going to give this state council a permanent office. It's a new dawn. I'll put in my best to serve you. I haven't said this. I want to say that I accept to be the state chairman of River State Council of National Union of Road Transport.
Mr. Tom George also said the union will clamp down on individuals impersonating NURTW members within the state.
A new chapter has been opened in the history of this great union in River State. We will do our best to complement government effort to succeed in their policy implementation. By so doing, government too will give us an enabling environment where our members can operate conveniently and peacefully. Gone are the days. Some mushroom union of 2-3 months, 3 years, coming to challenge us in our own business. We are going to stand up, we are going to conquer. And this state, as long as transport business is concerned, is going to be just National Union of Road Transport workers.
Correspondent Mekotoka reports that Owell Egurugu was elected as deputy chairman, Friday Nwako as vice chairman, Ikechukwu Olo as second vice chairman, Julius Uzoma as treasurer, Chief T.L. Williams as trustee, and Marshall Uta as organizing secretary, among others. In other news, Rivers State is among the most prevalent states for HIV and AIDS in Nigeria. The State Commissioner for Health, Adeze Ore, made this known to mark World AIDS Day today. She said a 2018 National AIDS Indicator and Impact Survey by the Federal Ministry of Health with Maryland University, U.S. placed Rivers State as the third highest after Akwa Ibom and Benue State.
Although this represents a drop from the previous value of 15.2% prevalence in 2010, the large number of estimated people living with HIV requires humongous efforts to achieve epidemic control. Presently in the state, it is estimated that 95% of people living with HIV are aware of their HIV status, 98% are on treatment, and 87% are virally suppressed and are receiving treatment in about 116 health facilities across the state.
Mrs. Ore said the state government is concerned about those who are yet to know their HIV status. The theme for this year's World AIDS Day is Let Communities Lead. In the meantime, the Rivers State Coordinator Network for People Living with HIV and AIDS in Nigeria, Blessing Chigozim, says recent economic realities are affecting people living with the virus. Mrs. Chigozim tells our correspondent that most people living with the virus do not have transport fares to pick up their medication from health centers.
In as much as the drug is made free of charge, it's not all about what it takes. It's all about ARV need to be taken with food. Some will call you out, they don't have food, they can't take the drugs. And coupled with the economic situation we are facing in the country, everybody's facing the challenges. Sometimes they use their personal money to ensure that they come to the facility to pick up their drugs. Or if they can be empowered, it can sustain them more better to ensure that they care for their health. Because that might be underlying issues of health that they need to undergo. When there is no finance, it might not be very easy for them.
Mrs. Chigozim also urged Rivers people to get tested for the virus. Meanwhile, Bright Francis, who has been living with HIV virus for about 20 years, shares his story with health correspondent Martha Okerinkem.
Now, it has impacted positively because I want to show concern. When I see people facing this challenge, I want to encourage them. Those people that were against me initially, they are all my good people now. They come to me. In fact, at this my own point now, I'm beginning to be a role model to some people that are facing the challenge. Some people die out of ignorance. That is where the organizations, they need to come in. They need to work hard. They need to let people believe that this is not a spiritual issue.
The Senate has condemned all forms of violence against women and girls, emphasizing the need for more robust measures to safeguard their interests. During Thursday's plenary, the senators actively participated in the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence on women and the girl child. Adorning orange sachets as a symbol of solidarity for the advocacy, the lawmakers, including the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, were united in their commitment to address this critical issue. A minute's silence was thereafter observed to honor the memory of all women and individuals who lost their lives due to violence. And on the international scene, 8 more Israeli hostages were freed from Gaza on Thursday, day 7 of the truce with Hamas. Israel says it freed 30 more Palestinian prisoners from jail in return. And that's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Governor Fubara has renewed his call for peace in Rivers State. A Rivers SDP stakeholder has warned of the impact of ongoing political crisis on next year's local government election. The Rivers State is listed among states most affected by HIV and AIDS as World Mass AIDS Day, and on the foreign scene, more hostages have been freed as Gaza truce enters day 8. The news was edited by Chioma Ezewafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Mwanyeli. Many thanks for listening.